It didn't record. There we go. Now we're recording. It's going now. I don't know what the hell just happened there.
I don't know what happened.
We were just talking.
You're in
now
charge of all this.
Now we
stuff.
got to go back through and talk about all that crap that we were just talking about.
Right? Did we? Oh, son of a gun.
Now we'll just talk about something else while we're waiting. So
yes, I would say I know what it's like to walk in your shoes, but they're way too small.
Well, when you're a little too heavy.
Wow, really? You went there?
Hey, you went height. I'm gonna go weight.
Okay,
That's
fine.
We're going dimensions here.
I believe that's fat shaming, and that's wrong.
And you're a sizist.
Wow, I've never been accused of being a sizist. I mean, it's true, but
I mean, it's
crazy.
But see, this is the magic. Like I said, I was talking with some friends, and they were like, "Dude, you guys are crazy." I'm like, "What exactly do you mean, man? Like, what do you guys are crazy like?" Well, the banter between you guys, it's so organic. Do you guys practice these? Like, not at all,
No.
dude. We turn on the mics and it just gets dumb.
Yeah.
And I said, you should see us at the festival. And they're like, what do you mean? I said, it's just, we don't know where anything's going to end. It just happens.
No. We have ideas of how
We
we're
have an
going,
idea of an idea.
of how we're going to start.
Yes.
But then as soon as we start, then everything else is made up on the spot. It's all conversational improv.
And a lot of that is it's very difficult to kind of determine the way that something is going to have an ending, because it's not just you and me. It's usually like a couple of other cast members or a patron with us or something that's like that X that we don't know.
I was going to say, that's the X factor in everything.
Yeah.
Is you and I, we could rehearse and we could plan things.
Yeah.
And, just for little scenes that you and I do.
Right.
But if we're going to bring in a third person, a patron or a patron, whatever.
Cast member,
another cat, we have no idea because we're just going on what we think they're going to say.
I mean,
but
dude.
they may take a left turn and we're like, okay, now we got to throw it. So that's why I think.
Take a look at the scene with us and the king.
Yeah.
When we had Salzano and we were trying to broker, payment for Salzano for his men.
Yeah.
For that foray into France.
Yeah. It took a left turn.
That started off
Quickly.
one way, and I had no idea His Majesty was gonna, put flim flam in my lap.
Yeah. No.
I had no idea. But again, we have no idea how something is going to end.
Yeah. No. We really don't know how it's going to start. But
No, we know how it's going to start.
Yeah, but I mean, shortly after that, it's all.
No,
we have an opening.
Yeah,
but
that's
there's
about
no
it.
middle. There's no end.
That's about it.
It's okay. We're going to start this here.
We have initial contact, and that's the only thing that we have planned out.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's very organic. It is very much, hey, let's do this.
Yeah.
And then it just, okay, let's let it roll.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really looking forward to this coming season.
Oh, it's going to be great.
I mean, we're talking to doing more singing.
Yes.
Yes. We're gonna sing with blacksmiths.
We are.
That's gonna happen.
We are.
We're talking about more interactions with customers, with patrons. Maybe even some giveaways.
No way.
We're talking about some really cool stuff that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But where does all of this stuff come from? Like, it starts with one singular idea.
One singular idea.
And we have a good way to start it. And usually that is, well, hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
I'm Rob.
I'm Keith.
And we are the Renaissance Rascals.
We are.
We've been 3 minutes, whatever. You've been like listening to us as we ramp up because, that's what we do. Just to give you guys a little bit of a ease in, because you can't just have full frontal rascals in your face.
No,
it's bad.
It does not go well.
It's horrible.
You have to know it's coming.
Yes. And speaking of knowing that it's coming, we're going to talk about something that's very near and dear to my heart, but Keith absolutely disagrees with me.
No, not so much on this.
Okay. And this one,
That'll be a different episode.
yeah, this is
And
episode.
then I'll completely disagree with you.
That's
This one I'm
foreshadowing.
Dum.
Episode 10, we're going to be talking about myths, monsters, and merriment.
Merriment.
Things that you will see at most Renaissance festivals.
I enjoy merriment.
Merriment is wonderful.
Yes.
Usually along with a
Decadent Scotch egg.
from the Queen's Pantry.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about now, real quick note here. We're talking about the British Isles because typically that's where your Renaissance festivals are, unless you're somewhere else where they're centered around Italy. But typically in the United States, it's centered around England.
But back at that time, there was no Italy.
No, there was.
Well, yes, but it wasn't called Italy.
No, it was called Italia.
Yes, but no one was really Italian.
No, they were Roman, they were Venetian, they were Sicilian, they were Florentinian.
Ooh, Florentinian. I like the way that sounds.
That's actually how you say that.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
I thought it was Florentine.
No.
All right, well, whatever.
Florentinian.
See, you learn something new every
Florentine
day
is
when
the
you
name
watch
of
the
the
Renaissance
city.
Rascals.
I wonder if Giovanni knows that.
Well, he does now.
Hey! No. Italy was actually just a bunch of small city-states.
Yes.
During that time frame. They I don't think they had an actual ruler at the time. I don't know. That's going to be another history lesson. Maybe
That'll be history.
We need to go to Loquacious for that
We need to
one.
get a hold of the professor.
But we're going to talk about some monsters that you'll find in a lot of British heraldry.
Yes.
We're also going to talk about some of the folklore that spawned around the British Isles. Some of my favorites. So let's just get right into it.
Let's do it. What's the first one?
Your favorite?
Dragons.
Yes.
I love dragons.
Yeah, actually, he's not being facetious.
No, I do.
He
I love
actually loves dragons.
I do.
Partially because he owned two of them. They're called green iguanas.
Yes.
We actually have one who roams the house every now and then.
They were dinosaurs.
Yes.
It's part of my character is as I have imagery and symbols
Sigils.
of sigils. Thank you.
Yes.
Of dragons.
Yes.
So
Some of those are gifted.
as my character is Lord Robert Adelborn III, Dragon of Umbricinia, is part of my
Which is great because
fighting history.
you know what's really cool about that? Do you know what 2024 is?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Year of the Dragon.
That is right, sir.
Oh, how did I know that?
It is Year of the Dragon.
That was a great segue.
It's awesome, right? So, just it's one of those things. So dragons, typically in British mythologies,
Yes.
dragons were evil.
Yes.
In Europe, dragons were evil. They were a plague upon the land. They roamed and flew about and murdered, sacked, pillages. They stole princesses. I don't know why. But that's where a lot of the folklore and the myth revolves around.
All depends on the princess, I think.
I would agree with this.
Yeah.
I would agree with this.
Speaking for myself.
Yes. Number 8? Is that where we're
Yes,
at?
yes. I'm on the lookout for princess number 8.
Okay.
So you can
it
send
was,
your resume into renaissancerascals@gmail.com.
and don't forget your 8x10 headshot,
Yes,
please.
please.
And if you will, a full size,
Yes.
as well as a headshot.
On the lookout for a baroness.
Yes, Ooh, I like that, a baroness.
Yes.
Oh man,
I know.
I'm the one that walks with you. Does that make me your baronet? Oh man.
No.
Okay,
Not yet.
Okay, wait,
But
what?
Desperate times.
Okay,
Maybe by the end of this
I am a sailor after all.
Exactly. Where did we go wrong?
They introduced us.
Oh, okay, cool.
So the dragon is a symbol of power, but it is also in Eastern in European culture, it's also a very dark, evil creature.
Yes.
They're kind of the scourge, if you will, and they were usually depicted with the knight in shining armor riding off to go and slay said dragon for his love, blah 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 blah.
It's the common, good versus evil.
Yes.
Anything that could be evil is dark, and
Yes.
could be a dragon. Then you've got, like you said, the knight in shining armor. Hello, I'm here to save the day.
Now in the
I've
East-
slayed the dragon and I saved the princess, and that's a common theme in a
Yes.
lot of literature of that time.
Correct.
Is that theme, maybe not that imagery,
Right.
But it all has a good guy, a bad guy. There's a damsel in distress,
And we had a dragon show up last year,
We did have a dragon show up.
which is really funny to me because our two knights just kind of watched that dragon just walk right by.
Yeah, well, they were busy, I guess.
Yeah, they
Maybe-
were
maybe-
busy fundraising.
Maybe they were on break. I don't know. Union break.
They were waiting for Dave from accounting.
Could be. Foreshadowing.
So yeah, the dragon is a very popular theme that you'll
Yes.
find at Renaissance festivals. And again, we're centered mainly on the Western cultures of the British.
Yes, because
so-
there are dragons in the Eastern culture as well.
Yes, as a matter of fact, in some cultures that are still within Europe, the dragon is a symbol of power,
Yes.
not just a symbol of like darkness and bad.
In truth, so little background is I actually have 2 dragon tattoos.
Ooh.
I have a Western and an Eastern.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
You at the fair will never see them because that's strictly a no-no. But
If it helps you guys out, I've known this dude for almost a year, and I have not seen them, and we've slept in the same places. So,
yes, well,
maybe if you're number 8. Sorry, kids.
Baroness.
Sorry, kids.
I'm not.
Oh my goodness. And then there's my favorite.
Unicorns.
Yes, very majestic, very pure.
Yes, and
Creature.
Our favorite unicorn of all time. Periwinkle. Yes,
We love periwinkle.
we of course do.
But unicorns, you will find both dragons and unicorns on a lot of British heraldry.
Yes.
The other one that's really not a monster that you'll find on heraldry is lions,
Yes.
which, to my knowledge, lions did not exist in England.
No, but it's funny that they showed up there. Maybe there was a zoo,
Things that make you go,
traveling circus. Maybe. I don't know.
I honestly think that's a holdover from like Greek and Roman
It
time
could.
frames.
It could be.
That's what
Yeah,
I
very
honestly
much.
think that is. Oddly enough, the unicorn is of Greek origin.
Yes.
Greek and Roman mythologies have the unicorn, but it does appear in a lot of folklore, Irish, Scottish, and British
Yes.
folklore. Typically, you're going to find that the unicorn is, again, a sign of purity, a sign of goodness. And I think there's 2 unicorns actually at the festival at Colorado.
Are there 2?
Yeah, there's periwinkle, and then there's the little one that's in the petting zoo.
Oh, that one. I was
Yeah,
like, wait,
yeah.
what? What little one? Oh,
Yeah,
yes, that one.
The actual unicorn.
The actual unicorn. Yes.
Which scholars later believe that the unicorn is actually a rhinoceros.
That's a stretch, but okay.
It's
I'll
got
go with
a
it.
singular horn, I'm just saying,
yeah,
dude.
I get it, but I don't know about all that.
Yeah, this is going to be a really quick episode. We're burning through these. There's so much that you can. There's only so much that you can say without going into too much history.
Yeah.
Really, what we're talking about is we're talking about people's costumes and what we have seen.
Yes.
Then you have the fae, and typically when we talk about the fae, we're talking about fairies,
Fairies.
like our friend Primrose or Super Dippin' Dots.
Super Dippin' Dots.
And then there's
well, even the jester is,
Yes.
is part fae.
yeah.
I can't remember what her name was, but our fiddler, our violinist friend.
No, she's an elf.
She. Oh, that's right. That's right.
She's
She is
an elf. She's an elf.
Oh.
I can't remember her actual character name. I only know her real name.
Yeah.
But there's
That's right. She is an elf.
there's one other. What's his name? Also plays our Peter Pan down in.
Oh, Parsnip.
Yes, Parsnip. Parsnip. the
Captain
fairy.
Parsnip.
Captain Parsnip.
Crew
Who's another fairy?
Crew of one.
Yes. Crew of one.
Hey,
I shake my head.
that's what he says all the time.
Yeah, I shake my head. Along with that, you've also got in this umbrella of things. There are brownies, there are pixies, and there are some other malevolent spirits.
Yes, of course.
In the British Isles, it's really funny because they have so many variants of fae.
Yes.
And a lot of them do take root from like Greek and Roman mythologies. In Ireland, they pay homage to. They've been known to pay homage to Queen Titania.
Yeah.
And King Oberon.
Yes.
The fair king.
Now if you're talking, not just England or a Renaissance festival, where you're talking the entire British Isles.
Yes.
A lot of the Ireland They were very druidic.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
they
the
they were
borrowers.
very
Yep.
nature oriented.
Yes.
So everything was in nature, not uncommon to Native American history.
Sure.
Is they're very nature. So there's spirits that control different things.
Yes.
So that's the way they looked at their
Yes.
life. So that's where a lot of the concept of the fae kind of comes into play. And of course that is going to translate into even people that don't necessarily believe that can go, oh yeah, no, it was it was a pixie that
Right.
did this, or it was a whatever,
An imp or whatever.
An imp,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
So it filters into different cultures,
Yes.
and of course there was a hodgepodge of people from different places that came to England. So those
Famously,
those
the
kind
Romans.
of,
That's
yes.
where a lot of the mythologies actually take root from.
Yeah, and they were big on the gods and
Yes. Before Christianity and Catholicism.
yes,
Absolutely
so
correct.
so a lot of that stuff just kind of cross cultural.
Amalgam.
Yeah, exactly.
You
so
like that word?
That was a good word.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
point,
another three
point for Rob.
syllables.
Barely, but I'll give it to
Whatever, dude.
you. Whatever.
It's also fun to say. Amalgam.
Amalgam.
So yeah, I mean, so you've got fairies, you've got pixies, brownies. Like I said, some can even attribute leprechauns and borrowers
Yep.
to the fae. So these are all things that I have actually seen.
Oh,
at
yeah.
the Renaissance
Yes.
Festival. So if you're looking for character ideas, then perhaps you do that. And actually, Keith plays a fairy as well.
I do at the Santa Fe Renaissance Festival.
Yes.
I play Rufus the Bone Fairy.
Yes, which
Who's the-
he plays a fairy at the Renaissance Festival.
I do. I do. But
We're going to talk about that later on in another episode.
It's a whole different thing. There's
It
a
is.
fairy village.
Yes.
I would almost put Santa Fe as a fantasy fair.
I would
not
go with
as
that.
It's kind of a combination.
Yes.
because the
storyline
people-
behind it
for the
says that
people
it's
for the
both.
people that have never been there,
Right.
It's actually separated into two areas.
Yeah, it's
So the upper
Yeah.
part would be a Renaissance
Correct.
festival.
Correct.
And then you go down the hill into the fairy village.
Correct.
Which is more fantasy.
Yes.
So I think it's a combination of both. So
yes.
at least that's the way I'm telling my story. So I fit in, and there you go. But yes, Rufus the Bone Fairy, come see me at Santa
Which
Fe
is
Renaissance
hilarious,
Festival.
guys. If you want to see something funny, come down to Santa Fe and see Keith in his little wheels.
It's fantastic.
He would not give me any type of teaser or anything while we were getting ready for this thing.
Nope.
So we drove. He
s-
drove to my house,
I
put
s-
his costume in my truck,
I
and
sprung it on everyone.
Didn't say anything until the day that we got down there. We helped them pack everything up. We got checked into the Airbnb. The next morning, we're getting ready, and this moron comes walking out with these little tiny wings.
I have wings.
And I had literally took me 5 minutes to stop laughing to be able to drive to the festival.
It was great.
It was hilarious. You have to see it.
You have to see it.
But-
and I was part of a quest as well.
You were.
People had to go through the fair trying to find me.
And the funniest part was he kept on dropping his jaw.
Yes, people
His
kept finding my
jawbone.
jaw. Thank you to the Fairy King for returning my jaw 3 times.
I think it's hilarious because somebody says to me, "Hey, have you seen Keith?" And I'm like, "Oh, is there a problem?" Because the whole thing.
Yeah.
You used his real name.
Yeah.
Like is there a problem? Like no, is he okay? Well, yeah, but I found his jawbone. And I'm like, oh, he must have seen number 8. And because that's kind of an in joke between me and Keith, the person that asked me, St. Ingrid, goes, "What?" I said, "He's on the hunt for princess number 8." And he goes, and St. Ingrid looks at me and goes, "I have no idea what you're talking about." I just chuckled. But yes, so Keith does play a fae at a separate one. Now,
Yes.
here we have one of my favorites. Only because of one person.
Only because of one person.
Well, 2 people.
2 people. Well, yes. There's one in each of these
Yes,
categories.
yes. We have witches.
We do have witches.
Which is which is
Witches.
which is
Which is,
Lucinda,
of course, she is.
the swamp hag.
Uh,
I was told that was a derogatory term. I do apologize.
Yeah.
I apologize profusely. Apparently,
I don't know if she classifies herself as a witch.
no, she's a witch.
Yeah.
She is a witch.
She is a witch. Okay.
She is a witch. She does classify herself as a
Okay.
witch.
I wasn't 100% sure.
Not a hag. That's
no.
she is a witch, and she's very hexy.
Well, she's bringing Hexy back for sure.
Which is it's so funny to me because, and I love saying witches. Because you see quite a few people have followed in the vein of witches.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I honestly I blame her for it.
Yes.
Because and when I say that, I mean that with the utmost respect because she plays it so well.
Oh, no, she is an herbalist.
Oh, she's an herbalist.
Yes, remember.
Yeah, that's like I'm a nautical merchant.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She
So
classifies her.
I'm
she
a nautical
She
merchant.
identifies as an herbalist.
I identify as a salt merchant.
Yeah. But yeah, no, she does a fantastic job, and I think herbalist is a great term because
It's
for the people
non-confrontational.
that they thought were witches
They got burnt at the stake.
were like we were saying from Ireland and that kind of thing. They were just people of the land.
Yeah.
So they were more natural, with their medicines and remedies and.
Well, and also remember during that time
But they were
frame,
but they prayed to something other than the Christian,
Correct.
Religion. So
And-
that
and
was definitely frowned upon.
during that time frame they were also making this huge shift from like the village wise woman
Yes.
into a more patriarchal society.
Mm-hmm.
So the matriarchal society of the Celts.
Yes.
And the way that they did things because of the Wiccan, I guess that's right.
Wiccan.
Wiccan
Yeah,
beliefs,
very
the Druidic,
natural.
the
Yeah.
Druidic beliefs. It did take two. The villages were typically ran by a set of elders, not
Yes.
just one.
Yes.
It was usually a wise woman and a wise man, or some kind of seer.
But according to the wise woman, there's no wise man.
Well, that's what Lucinda will tell you.
Yes, of course.
And then we have wizards,
We have wizards.
and I always forget his character name.
Finnegan.
Finnegan. See, this is why I have
Finnegan
him.
the Farseer.
But this is because English is my second language.
Yes.
Finnegan the Farseer, who is our village, the wizard of Larkspurshire.
Yes.
We classify both of these as monsters within or myths.
Myths. Yeah.
Within the time frame of the Renaissance.
Yeah.
A lot of that has to do with because there was witch hunts. There were these.
Oh, yeah.
These are the demonizing, if you will,
Yep.
of these people who practiced alchemy and herbalism
Mm-hmm.
versus other more quote unquote conventional
Yeah, of course.
practices.
Yeah.
So even if you look at like historical shows, historically based shows that are dark ages to medieval ages, you can see the depictions. Specifically, I'm talking like the Lost Kingdom. If you haven't seen that one, watch that. It's about Uhtred of Bebbanburg, and it talks about the invasion of the Vikings
Yes.
into Anglia, England.
England.
And there's some pretty cool stuff there. But back to our context here, witches and wizards were considered myths and mythological creatures.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that they're myths, but based on real people.
Correct.
So the witches and wizards, I think, were exaggerations
Sure.
of like you said, an alchemist or
Right.
or an herbalist.
Right.
They're witches. He turned me into a newt.
I've got better.
I got better.
But one of the more famous wizards of the time frame,
There was a famous one.
there was.
There was.
His name was Merlin.
Yes, of course.
And that comes from another great myth that we're going to talk about.
Yes.
Okay. Moving on, let's talk about mermaids and Selkie.
And the ocean waves do roll. Hey, yes.
and the stormy winds do blow. You got to do the hand movement.
Mermaids were huge because obviously, if once you left England, you had to sail somewhere.
Yes, and so you've also got mermaids and selkie. They're kind of the same thing, just different regions, if you will.
Sure.
In Ireland, they do refer to them as selkies, not just mermaids, and a lot of people. Historians believe that these are actually seals that were beached on the way, that were sunning on the beach.
Right.
Or on rocks. So, along with those, you have sirens.
Yes.
Which are more malevolent.
Yeah,
vicious.
I mean, there's numerous sea creatures, that sailors would envision.
Yes.
I guess.
That tends to happen when you're dehydrated.
Exactly. And I was just going to say that when you're out on this ship for, who knows how long and there's very little food or fresh water. Because there was trial and error with that.
Oh,
and they were trying to drink the seawater. Somebody did it first. They did. And they were like, wait, this is not working well.
Wait, this actually makes you go crazy.
Wait, yes. Oh, look, I see. Oh, there's a mermaid. Hello. Over the side he goes.
What are you talking about? Wait, that's a seal.
Yeah. Over the side of the ship he goes and it's like, okay, well, the mermaid brought him, so I think a lot of those stories were rooted in some sort of truth.
Oh, yeah, there's a factual event that happened.
But it wasn't a mermaid. It was something.
It's kind of like
it could have been a hallucination, but since the person saw it and now they're jumping over the side of the ship, the other people on the ship, it had to be
or maybe they had poor eyesight.
That was probably a lot of it too.
Yeah,
when you're out on the ship and the sun's bouncing off the water into your eyeballs, yeah, you're gonna have some sight issues.
Now at Colorado we have a sun. The mermaid.
Oh, yes. Oh, so I thought, yes, there's only one son.
No, there's several sons.
Well, no, son.
I'm pretty sure there's daughters, too. Nieces, nephews.
All right, folks. If you know another host of a show, please email us at renaissancerascals@gmail.com.
So we do have a resident mermaid.
We do. And she's fantastic, by the way.
But also down in Santa Fe, we had a group of sirens.
Yes.
Which I was happy that we were able to go and sing with them.
Yes.
That was really cool.
Yes. It was a
We turned mermaids into sirens, kids.
Yeah. A mermaid troupe.
Yes. There was,
so to speak.
Four?
I want to say four.
4 or 5.
4? Yeah. 4 or 5.
4 or 5. I knew 2 of them.
Yes.
Like I knew 2 of them from working at CRF.
Yes.
Didn't know the other 3. Or there was 5.
There was 5. Yeah,
there was 5.
I thought there was. Anyway. No, they're fantastic. And then also, side note, Link, who
yes. Our Link at Colorado.
At Colorado also does a stint, and I'm not sure. I don't know where.
I think it's in Michigan.
It may be, but he does a stint as a merman.
Yeah.
So,
which, by the way, costuming is awesome.
Oh yeah, he looks so good.
On point.
Yeah.
On point.
So check him out if wherever he may be.
We'll drop links, and then we have elves.
I see what you
Speaking
did there.
of links,
Drop links. Yeah. I see what you did.
And then we talk about elves.
Elves.
Yes, and elves actually originate from Germany.
Yes, and they make fantastic cookies.
Keeblers. Yes.
The Keeblers.
See, again, folks, if you know anybody that is looking for a job as a co-host, please send your resume and a short clip of audio of you hosting at renaissancerascals@gmail.com. All resumes will be considered.
Right.
See, mine sounded more professional.
Yours totally did. Mine sounded desperate.
Yes.
I was like, I need help over here.
But we have, on Colorado Renaissance Festival, we have a few elves.
Yes.
Most of them reside in the musicians' camp.
Yes.
Except for one who is kind of an elf, but also a fairy. And that's Super Dippin' Dots.
Super Dippin' Dots, yeah. I think she's more fairy than elf.
Yeah.
But
the wings are awesome.
Oh, fantastic.
The wings are awesome.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it because I'd run into them.
If I'm not mistaken, Super Dippin' Dots is the longest reigning cast member.
Really?
Yes. She's been there longer than anyone.
Oh.
I believe.
Even the king?
Yes.
I thought the king has been there for a while.
He has. But, yeah, she's
I got to challenge that one because
Yeah,
I think
no,
Adam
she's-
Bell's been around for a long time, too.
No. Okay, so if anyone out there knows who the longest cast member is.
At Colorado.
At Colorado Renaissance Festival.
Please chime in.
My vote is Super Dippin' Dots.
I think it's actually Adam Bell.
And no, so the professor has been there umpteen years, too. So,
So,
yeah.
See, we don't even know what we're talking about.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
As usual.
Yeah, normally. But that's my vote. Let us know.
We do have elves. We have, and actually, I'm losing my powder monkey this season.
Are you?
Yes. If the tiny violinist is going to play again, she will be playing as an elf,
Oh, yes.
which I'm going to have to figure out some story as to why I'm escorting an elf.
We'll figure it out.
Ooh, I captured it.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, we captured an elf, and now we make it play for our amusement.
But see, since I really don't believe in the Fae, that's going to be great because
That's going to be so
you're going to be walking
great.
around talking to an elf that I don't see.
Oh, that's going to be awesome. And then the people are going to be clapping. What are they clapping about?
Yes, like what are we talking about? What's going on?
just clap, Lord Rabbit.
who's playing this music?
Lord Rabbit, just clap.
I hear the music. Where's it coming from?
It's right there.
Yeah, where?
You don't see it.
No.
Oh. Maybe it's because you don't have a heart.
That'll be all the mead for you today. But yes, elves. We have
be
another
it.
elf violinist.
Yes, we have
Link,
another elf.
Link is an elf.
Link is an elf. We also have Princess Zelda,
Oh yes, Prince. Yes,
who is
She
played
comes-
by our lovely friend Pandora.
yes, she comes to visit.
Yes, and then I think you see a lot of patrons that come in as elves.
Oh yes, lot of woodland elves.
Yeah, woodland elves. I hesitate to put this into the same category, but also dryads and forest spirits are kind of along those veins of the elves.
That would be your friend that came.
Yes,
The,
the violinist.
the violinist teacher.
Yes, and
Fantastic costume, by the way.
dude, she
That was on point.
she was confused by several people as somebody that works there.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
that was on cast,
Yeah.
and I told her, I was like, dude, what are you doing? Do it.
Yeah.
Like it'll give you something to do for the summer. You know. Let's see. Moving on. This one really cracks me up because it's still believed in today.
Absolutely.
Loch Ness Monster.
The Loch Ness Monster.
The monster of Loch Ness.
Yeah. So I think at one point there was something in there.
Sure.
I would say.
Sure.
What it is, I don't know.
Where it went, nobody knows.
I don't know.
It's kind of like Sasquatch.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think there was obviously something in there. How long ago it expired, I don't know. But I think that is another one of those myths that was based on
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
something that was real. There was something living in there.
Absolutely. And there are some people that actually will fight you over this, whether or not Loch Ness Monster actually exists.
Today I would say no. Because I mean, there's
one point, sure,
because there's so much technology that we have now.
Well, I think
that we've scanned, sonar,
yeah,
and
I was going to
radar, and all
say.
this other stuff.
I think there was an expedition a few years back.
Yeah, and there's nothing in there. At
They
this
did
point.
find that there was like a channel that went under that was too turbulent for anything to get into.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
well, see,
so
there
like
you
an
go.
inlet, if you will.
Yeah.
But speaking of lakes and silliness,
Hello,
lakes and silliness, you like that?
Lakes.
You like how I put that together?
I did.
Because then we talk about my favorite legend, King Arthur.
Yes.
Where Merlin comes from.
Still highly debated if there was actually a King Arthur.
I agree with this.
Yes.
I agree with the statement that it's highly debated. There's been several takes on what the origination could have been, also the time frame.
Right.
But, famously, he was chosen to lead by receiving a sword from a lady clad in gossamer
Yes.
in the lake.
The Lady of the Lake.
The lady
Her
of
arm.
the lake. Clad in gossamer.
We held Excalibur
Held
from the bosom of the
Excalibur.
lake. All right.
This is no way to base the form of government upon.
Some watery bank club scimitar at you.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so if you want a great movie that'll explain the myth of King Arthur, watch Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail.
Yes. Yes.
One of the best movies ever made.
Absolutely correct. But
I think they made that movie for $20.
this tale not only, this is where I get kind of confused, because the greatest depiction of King Arthur was actually a French book.
Okay.
It translates into the death of Arthur.
Okay.
One of the most famous stories. But over the years, the tale has been retold and retold and retold. And actually, historians have even gotten involved into it, saying there could have been a King Arthur,
Yes.
just not during the Dark Ages. It would have been before the time frame when the Roman occupation would have happened.
Yeah, I was just going to say that the last one that I heard was that it was actually a Roman
Yes.
officer,
Yes.
general or whatever.
Yes, and actually there was a good movie that starred Keira Knightley and Clive Owen.
Yeah, King Arthur.
King Arthur. That was a really good movie.
And they're saying that movie was the closest historically based King Arthur film.
Although I will argue that it is not the best King Arthur film.
No, I believe that belongs to Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Seconded by Excalibur
Yes.
with Sir Patrick Stewart.
Yes, which I watched and went, wow, we've come a long way.
That's a long movie, dude.
It's a long
That's
movie.
a really long movie.
It's dry. It's very dry.
It is. But a lot of Renaissance festivals will actually have a sword and a stone.
Yes, we do.
Ours does not move,
No.
which is hilarious to me.
Yes, and people try it all the time.
Every single time.
One day, it's going to come out at some point.
I really want to be there when that happens.
So do I. I'll be like, oh, King Arthur.
Yeah, no, that at that point I will drop down on my knees.
Oh, yeah.
Although we're in Colorado, you now rule Oxfordshire.
That was the king. But yeah, no, King Arthur is. I mean, that tale is woven in so many different literary ways.
Yes.
You know, from just the Knights of the Round Table and the exploits of all these different knights, and it's you can almost liken the Knights of the Round Table to the Musketeers.
Ooh, you bite your tongue, sir.
I know, but you can see the similarities in there. They protect the king.
Well,
kind of thing.
and one could say that the Musketeers were derived from.
Yes, yeah, it's like you can see the similarities
Sure.
between the two.
Sure.
But yeah, no, King Arthur. That's one of my favorites.
Yes.
I anytime a movie comes out about the King Arthur,
I
thing,
have to watch
I
it.
watch it.
I have to.
And some of them are really not good.
Yeah.
They're good in their own right.
What was the one that was the kid that was destined to be king? It was, I can't remember the name of the title, but it was not good.
No.
That's why I can't remember it, because it was not good.
Yeah, was it cake? Yeah, I don't remember. I know the one you're talking about. But yeah, no, it's a fascinating tale, and it's super cool because even though it's so overly fantasized, it's something that, depending on what side of the fence you fall on,
Yeah.
it could be rooted in some. There is some sort of truth to it.
You know something I didn't put on my slides that I really, really should have put on
wow,
here?
you falling down on the job. Weird.
Oh, yeah.
What
Yeah,
is
I'd
it?
like to see you do it.
Yeah, I totally would.
But you don't know how.
No. I didn't say I knew how. I said I do it.
But Robin Hood.
Yes.
Robin Hood is one of those that, again, could be, and if you let Adam Bell tell it,
Totally real.
was.
Yes.
But that is historically accurate. Historically speaking, they can trace the legend of Robin Hood to no less than 3 actual noblemen.
Yes. Yeah.
Which-
that in and of itself is not hard to fathom.
No.
That there was someone that would rob from the rich and give to the poor. I mean,
Absolutely. Out of necessity.
especially at that time when
Yeah.
people didn't have anything.
And food was scarce.
Food was
and-
scarce. Money was, if you weren't nobility, you didn't have money. You know,
And
so
the crown was taking the money,
Yeah.
collecting in taxes,
Yeah,
which is really funny because, again, I portray Yen Shang. This was a concept that also existed in China during that time frame.
of course.
Being overtaxed because of corrupt government officials.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't necessarily the king, the emperor was not solely to blame, but
A lot of it.
well, when you are the chosen of God, you're the high deity of the land. Then
Yeah.
yeah, dude, you're at fault.
Oh, totally.
But it was mainly because the poor little bastards underneath them,
Yes.
weren't doing their jobs and they were corrupted.
Yeah.
Power corrupts. That's the truth.
It is very true.
So Adam Bell, Robin Hood, that's another one that's there.
Yep.
As far as legends go. And then you've also got in Ireland. Ireland has a lot of mythologies that is just really, really out there.
Well, yeah, that's, because they
They're
drank
stuck
a lot.
on an island.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
they didn't
not
have
a lot
much
of
to
fresh
do.
water.
Not a lot to do.
But you've got like banshees.
Banshees.
Did you know that banshees could be good?
No.
Yeah.
I've never heard a good
Yeah.
story about a banshee.
Well, so banshees, the original story about the wailing banshees, and their keen. It starts from a tale of woe, if you will.
As most good stories do.
And they are very vicious creatures,
Right.
Who were wronged in some way. Typically, they are silver dresses or
Okay.
white dresses, gossamer dresses, very ugly, haggish-looking faces. Those are the evil spirits. The good spirits usually appear as very beautiful women, clad in white again, but they don't keen. They actually sing a very sorrowful song,
Okay.
which there's a couple of women out there that women groups like Celtic Woman that does some really beautiful renditions of songs that I can't remember the name of the title of the song, but there's one where it's just beautiful, dude.
Oh, yeah. Dude, most of the stuff they do is great.
Yeah, it's great. But yes, banshees aren't necessarily bad.
Okay.
So just in there, but along with the bad. So we've got red caps.
Red caps.
Keith doesn't know what red caps are.
I found out a few minutes ago.
Yes, and red caps. This is where it gets dark. Red caps were akin to they're kind of a goblin type of creature.
Okay.
But they're very vicious and very mean.
All right. And why would they be called red caps?
Because they
Here
would
it comes, folks.
they would take their cap and dip it in the blood of the people that they've murdered.
Dum dum dum.
Yeah, it's really dark. But dude, you gotta understand, like even like Grimm's fairy tales, all of those were very dark.
Oh yeah, it is. Grimm's fairy tales were grim.
Yeah.
Like it was not.
Although
just,
that was their last name.
Yeah,
it was just happy circumstance. That,
yeah, there weren't a lot of happy endings there. I
well,
mean,
no,
it
and a
was
lot of
like-
that was because the folklores were meant to be like some kind of warning.
Yes.
Like Hansel and Gretel.
Yep.
Don't take food from strangers.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's what Hansel and Gretel was. They were eating the house off the witch.
You're not supposed to take food from strangers.
No,
What if they had Scotch eggs?
then they're not strangers.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Woo, I'm safe then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you want to steal me, just get
Scotch
a
eggs. Just a little trail of Scotch eggs.
Leave out a trail of Scotch eggs. I will go wherever you go.
Yeah, that's dangerous. Again, if you know anybody looking for a job as co-host,
Especially after someone steals me.
This one's not because I'm going to fire him. This one is because
Somebody stole me.
I'm going to put Keith is going to be on the back of a Scotch egg carton.
Have you seen this man?
Ooh. We need to make Scotch egg cartons. That would be cool.
Oh, that would be good.
That'd be neat. You stack them in 4 on top of each other.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Well, all right. But the red caps were a form of goblin, much like bogarts, if you will. Again, another form of goblin. Goblins are not good people.
No.
They're really not.
Watch Lord of the Rings.
You could watch Lord of the Rings. You could also watch Labyrinth
Oh,
for one of the greatest goblin kings in all time,
Yeah, okay.
the Bowie.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, come on.
not a favorite of mine.
Come on.
It was okay.
What, The Labyrinth? You didn't like The Labyrinth?
Not so much.
Why not?
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't
Was
watched
was it not Muppety enough for you?
No, I haven't watched it in a while. I'll go back and watch
Yeah,
it.
you need to watch it again. But so goblins are they're really bad. They're actually the counterpoint to elves.
Right.
So this is also where you can get into like orcs and whatnot. But orcs are kind of a specific creation of a specific author.
Yeah, I think that is going more
His name is
fantasy.
Tolkien.
That guy. He just had a birthday, by the way.
No, he didn't.
He did.
No, it was the anniversary of his birth.
Yeah.
But it's not his birthday. Dude's dead.
Well, whatever.
I hate to tell you this, Chuck, but he's dead. Died a while ago.
All right, so if anyone wants to host a show that won't be argumentative,
It's not this one. He's got to make something else because this show is completely argumentative.
absolutely.
So it's so funny, dude.
This guy.
Oh my goodness. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at on my screen over here. I've got more legends and myths that are from the British Isles. Phoenix, again, because it's rooted from Greek, Roman mythologies, but
Yeah.
the Phoenix is actually like dragons. One that is kind of funny because it goes across the globe.
Oh, yeah.
In Native American culture, it's the Thunderbird.
Yep.
In the Eastern cultures, it's still the Phoenix, which is really weird to me because if it started in Greek and Roman mythology, how did it get all the way over there?
I believe it was when Matt Damon went to the Great Wall.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, he was there.
That was actually a good movie.
It was a good movie. I thought it was a good movie.
I like that movie. Yeah.
For what it was a good movie.
It was.
I mean,
he didn't rescue China.
no.
Got his ass kicked a lot.
He did. He got beat up a lot.
Proved himself to be a good archer, at
True,
least through
true.
the magic of cinema.
Yes. I thought it was a good movie.
I enjoyed that, along with 47 Ronin, Keanu Reeves.
That was a really good movie.
Yes, the follow-up to it, Blade of the Immortal. No, that was not good.
There was a lot.
There was too much going on in that movie.
It was just not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it and I went,
what the hell did I just do?
yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of it, I'm like, what did I just watch?
Yeah, no.
Because it just really didn't.
It wasn't a good movie.
No.
It was not a good
I was really hoping for something that would go back to the original, somehow, but it didn't. It didn't.
I put it up there for you.
You did.
I put it up
So
there for you.
our favorite this is absolutely
This is our favorite mythical creature.
Our favorite mythical creature that we actually came into contact with.
A rare sighting.
A
if you
rare
will.
sighting last season, 2023, at Colorado Renaissance Festival, and that is
Dave from Accounting.
If you guys didn't run into Dave from Accounting, you really missed out.
You should have seen him.
It was fantastic.
You probably saw him. You just didn't realize.
You probably did see him. Yes, he was part of a whole group.
Yeah, there was 6 of them.
Yeah, and so Rob and I were up on the parapet, and this group comes in.
Oh, dude, they were fabulously dressed.
Well dressed, and so we made the joke. We're like, oh, look, D&D group, and I was like, okay, let me figure out who you guys are. And so I was kind of giving out the different characters of who they were, and I was
he wasn't doing too bad
for
a guy that doesn't play D&D.
No, I was pretty close on some of them.
Yeah.
And so there was this guy that was just kind of very plainly dressed, and
He was wearing sandals, shorts, and a Hawaiian shirt.
yes. And so we got done talking to that, and I said, wait, who's this guy? And he goes,
You guys are all fabulous. This is what Keith actually said. You guys are all so fabulously dressed, except for you.
who are you? He goes, I'm Dave from Accounting. That was great.
You want to talk about times where Keith and I actually have nothing to say? This was a moment where
Yeah.
Keith and I just could not stop laughing
No. And so
all day long.
it was great. And then we actually saw him
About 3 or 4 times after that.
3 or 4 times, and we just see him walking down. We're like, Dave!
Every single time. And I, for a bit that we didn't even have anything to do with creation, that made those people's day.
We kept it rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
And it was awesome because we're at the I was at the end. We were at gate saying, these people come walking out, and I scream, Dave! And the rest of the cast just kind of looked at me like, what the hell? I'm like, dude, that's Dave from accounting.
It's Dave from accounting.
And they just like, what?
Yeah.
And then I had to explain it to everybody.
For the guy that didn't fit in with the group, he became the star
group.
of the show.
He became the group.
Yeah.
He's the only reason why the group existed.
Yeah. I mean, you would not remember anyone else except for
Dave from accounting. And I'm going to tell you what, if they do it again next year.
Please find us.
Yes, please. Because, my friend, you are excellent. My hat's off to you.
Top notch, my friend.
That is just too funny. There's a bunch of other mythologies that are out there. The Dave from accounting is just kind of funny to us. Because he's one of those customers that those patrons that just kind of stick out to us.
Well, as most myth and mythology goes,
it starts with reality.
It
somewhere.
starts with reality, and sometimes you don't see. Sometimes you see.
Oh, dude, you don't.
But you don't realize what it is that you're actually looking at.
You know what'll be even funnier is if we were the only two that ever saw that.
I know.
And then everybody else is like, dude, you guys are stupid. This didn't
pretty
happen.
sure we probably
like,
are.
No, it happened.
really
It
happened.
happened. Oh my God.
Yes,
That's
we
so
were there.
funny.
It's freaking Dave from accounting.
Dave from accounting. Oh my God. But there are many myths and legends and folklore things that are actually going to show up at your festivals.
Yes.
Some of them make a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
Something that, and this is a sore subject, I'm going to drop this bag just real quick because this one irritates Keith. We're going to talk about this later on in different festivals. But the mushroom core, if you will.
I don't understand the mushroom people.
I know you don't, but did you know that
What?
boggarts and goblins and redcaps, specifically boggarts, were often known to don mushroom hats?
No, they didn't.
They actually did.
What? That
There
doesn't.
is depictions of brownie-like people that are wearing mushroom caps.
Okay.
As
but
hats.
It doesn't explain why they're at my Renaissance Festival.
I honestly think that it started
anywhere.
from a video game.
Or anywhere. Yeah.
That's honestly what I think, is that's where the sway of popularity came
yeah.
from.
Well, if anyone knows what the whole mushroom people thing is about, please let us know.
I mean,
I mean, in a very serious way, because
Yes.
I don't understand it, and I
this is
don't-
why he gets irritated by them.
I'm not saying that their costumes aren't good, because I've seen
They're
plenty
phenomenal.
of them that the plenty of costumes that are great. Some of them,
Well, and-
but that's most people.
the hat people couldn't tell me either.
Yeah, no,
The people at Colorado Renaissance
Yeah.
Festival, I asked them about that,
yeah,
and they're like, I don't know. There's just a bunch of customers started asking for them.
yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
Dude, that's craziness. Like,
Yeah.
I get the witch hat. I mean, maybe they're Smurfs. No, Smurfs lived in mushrooms. They didn't.
And they're blue.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I did see Shrek last year.
I did see Shrek.
Couldn't stop.
Okay.
I also saw a Farquaad,
Yes,
which that had me rolling.
I saw a rapid decline of Jack Sparrows, which was good for me, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
There weren't as many. Jack
I think
Sparrows.
I only counted like 3 or 4 this year.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot.
And one of which used to be on cast. Mm-hmm. But he came as a guest cast member.
Yes.
I remember seeing that guy.
Yeah.
And you told me that he was on cast. Other than that guy, I ran into one other dude.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean,
But you know my thing about pirates.
yeah, I know. Western pirates.
Western pirates.
But yeah, no. So seriously, if people, if you know what this whole
Let us
mushroom
know.
thing, please.
We have no idea.
Send us a message.
I honestly think they belong more in a fantasy. Like I could see them at Santa Fe.
Yes, at Santa Fe they would fit in wonderfully, and I think there were a few that went to Santa Fe, and I
Not
was
as many though.
I was not as many as I thought there would be,
But you know
they
what?
fit. But they fit in because I'm like, okay, it's a fantasy thing. I don't.
But I think it also has to do with the time, like the length.
Well, true.
Of that
It's
festival.
only a weekend.
Right.
You know.
Meanwhile, you had 8 weeks of it.
Yes, and I see them everywhere, and I don't understand them.
Maybe it's because you're on mushrooms.
Ooh, that could be.
Did you really see them? I don't recall seeing them.
Oh, you're not going to play this game, buddy. You've got an invisible violinist with you next year.
Well, you know what?
That's going to be a great band,
Oh,
by the way.
that's going to be bad. That's going to be really bad. She's actually getting ready for her audition
Oh, good.
because
Good.
I got her a Lindsey Sterling piece that she's gonna try to learn some of.
That's lofty heights.
It's her mom's favorite song, so
Okay.
she's gonna try to learn it.
Good.
There's also a couple of other pieces that she's gonna try to pick up on, and it's really cool because we're gonna diverge just a little bit from our myths and mythologies. There's a lot of people at the festival who have got her back on trying to learn how to do all of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's you. There's our friend, the elven violinist. There's Arlen.
Oh yes.
Arlen McNaughton. And then a number of other people who play on the Lost Boy Court that are willing to help out from Santa Fe.
Absolutely.
And then there's St. Ingrid, who's like, dude, your daughter's amazing.
Right.
But I think that's because St. Ingrid's, fair mom, and fair mom wants everything and everybody to have a good time.
Because she is a saint.
She is. And we're getting to that point. We're in January already, man.
Oh yeah. We are rapidly
60
coming
days,
up.
man. 60 days.
We are rapidly coming.
In 60 days, the announcement will be made.
Yes.
And when that announcement happens, then there's
Dum dum dum.
just a couple of weeks before the auditions.
Oh yeah.
So-
Oh yeah. Fair will be here before we know it.
Oh, dude. Blink of an eye, man.
We'll hit rehearsals
Until
and then-
that last freaking month, like April is going to suck because it's going to be like, oh my God. Can we just start going to rehearsals like now?
and then
then-
it'll happen
And then hopefully it's not as quick as what happened last year. Dude, last year was like a blink of an eye for me.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that was...
Well, because you didn't go to all of them.
Well, no, I'm just saying like the passing of the year was
Oh,
just a blink of an eye, I mean, like, and maybe it was because there was so much that I was doing that I was loving to do. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was your first year too. So
Oh,
you were
dude.
And then you weren't there every
No,
every
and,
day.
and I'm
so
going to try
it
to
kinda-
fix that for this year. We're going to see what we can do.
Yeah.
Because I can't leave you unattended.
No, that
I'm
is
gonna
a
show
bad,
up.
bad idea.
I'm gonna show up. There's gonna be a baroness. All of a sudden, you're married to frickin' Giovanni Salzano. I don't know what happened.
You can't leave me unsupervised.
No, I can't.
It's going to be bad.
But I am looking forward to it. But sneak peek here, guys. We're actually Keith and I are in the midst of planning a invasion, if you will, to Arizona. It'll just be for like a day, maybe.
Yeah.
Just to go down there. I've got to go down that way because I'm going to go hang out with my mom and my in-laws. I don't know how that's all going to work because I know my lovely wife is going to be going down there in February, but we're going to see what happens, man.
Yeah.
It may just be that Keith and I hop on a plane and rent a freaking car.
Right.
And go down there for a weekend, because our buddy Winchester
Yes.
and his sons are going to be working down there.
Yep.
And then I just got confirmation. Prince Otto is going to be down there.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Lord.
I actually texted him, and it was a question. I was like, hey, are you going to... And he goes, how did you know? And I'm like, I didn't. I was asking you a question, hence the question mark.
Yes.
And then we broke contact, and then I turned around, and I messaged our friend Pandora. I'm like, yo, hey, lady.
Hey.
Keith and I want to come down there and play. Who do I need to talk to?
Who do we need to schmooze?
Yeah. Or do we have to knock somebody off?
Yeah,
We're not above it.
we know people.
Yeah, stone people with some frozen Scotch eggs,
Oh, absolutely.
which are actually up in the refrigerator.
Yes.
But that has been our brief discussion about things that you'll find at the Renaissance Festival that are akin to mythologies, legends, and stuff like that. I think that it'd be really hilarious if we had the opportunity to put our beloved King Henry in a Monty Python costume of King Arthur.
I think it would be funny, and I would almost bet he would probably do it.
Oh, I know he would. I
want to say he would do it.
But I think that would end up that you and I would be carrying coconuts around.
And I would be okay with that.
I
would do that.
I would do this. I would do this.
Yes.
If you're watching, Your Majesty.
It's on the ball's in your court, my friend.
We're waiting.
We can find coconuts.
I have coconuts.
There you go. See? We're ready.
I have coconuts.
Say the word, we're there.
Don't ask how I got them.
I'm not going to.
Although you do see those guys there at the festival quite a bit.
there are a couple. There are a couple.
I've seen a couple where they're done really well. The one that I'm waiting for is the Lancelot appearance,
Yes.
where he runs at the gate.
Yeah.
And for the love of Pete, if you do this, you can only do it when Keith and I are on the parapet.
Yes, please let us know. We will coordinate schedules.
Yes. But again, if you have any questions or you want us to discuss some kind of topic that maybe we haven't talked about,
Absolutely. Let us know.
Yeah, you can reach us. Reach out to us. We've got a couple of different methods of reaching out to
Yep.
us.
Get us on Renaissance Rascals at gmail.com.
Or you can hit us up on Facebook. We do respond there through instant messenger as well as through comments.
Yes.
Although commenting on videos is a little bit rough because it takes a couple of days. If you instant message us, it's probably going to be me responding. And I generally have a tendency of responding for Keith.
Yes, but he's not far off base.
No, I'm not.
So he pretty much knows what I would say.
Yes. And again, Keith is on the search for princess number 8. Baroness.
I need a baroness.
He needs a baroness.
So please send your resumes.
Headshots.
Yes.
And measurements.
Interviews will begin soon.
And also preferences of food. And if you would, please, your ideal description of a first date at the festival.
Yes. Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Oh, wouldn't that be funny?
Oh, that'd be good.
Ooh.
Yeah, because they do have a love and romance weekend. So.
They do. Maybe
Yeah.
we should do some blind dates for you.
Ooh, that'd be great.
Oh God.
All right. Yeah, let's go with that.
Ooh. We're gonna have to talk to our our casting director to make this happen.
Whom we love, by the way.
I want to auction you off now.
Oh, great.
Oh yeah.
This is taking a dark
the
turn.
lowest bidder.
Well, of course. Of course.
Yes. Oh. I have a feeling you're going to be going on a date with Giovanni Salzano.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
Or, maybe somebody else.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm going to auction you off. This is going to happen.
Let's hope we get a little higher.
A higher what?
Yeah.
I mean, if we get some video footage of it.
Yeah.
I
mean, whatever.
Hey, we're looking for collabs.
Hey.
See, he usually gets me in trouble. This is the chance that I get
Yes.
to get him in trouble. But thank you for joining us.
Thank you, friends.
I'm Rob.
I'm Keith.
And we are the Renaissance Rascals.
We are.
We'll see you next episode.
Bye, friends.
Bye, friends. And this is where it just rolls and we talk about nonsensical things.
Yes, like being auctioned off.
Like, I don't know how I would make this happen.
That's a good idea, though.
It really is.
I like it.
We could do it. We could do it kind of the dating game style like they were doing before.
Yeah.
But now we auction them off.
Yeah.
And we can get you. We could auction off Lord Surrey. I don't think Lady Surrey is going to put up with it.
I don't think Lady Surrey is going to like that. Too. Let's find someone else.
Prince Otto.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
We
can auction off Prince Otto.
We could.
Giovanni. Not Salzano.
Yes.
Giovanni.
Yes. The other.
The Venetian.
The Venetian. No, he's Florentine.
He is Florentinian.
Florentinian. Yes.
Florentinian.
Whatever.
He is from Florentine.
He is from Florentine. Being Florentine.
Ooh, and now we can actually auction off Alejandro.
We can.
Because he's been annulled?
I think that's just going to be more like a raffle.
Oh.
Because, being Spanish and all.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's just going to be a raffle.
A raffle.
Yeah.
Let's see. What other single lords are out there? I think that's it. There's Giovanni.
Yeah.
There's Alejandro. There's Otto. There's you.
Yes.
Everyone else is coupled up.
Well, depending on what happens, the Duke of Larkspurshire.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
I don't know what's going to happen in this upcoming year.
Ooh, can I auction him off too?
Good luck with that.
You don't think he'd... I think I could get a hefty sum for him.
We want to keep our jobs.
Okay, so we can get a lot of money for him.
Yes, we can get a lot of money for him. Yeah.
I think the auction thing would work. I think it would be fun.
That would be fun. Yeah.
But it would have to be for some kind of charity. Maybe for the elephants.
Rescue.
Yeah.
Our Ren Fair charity.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Ooh, in that case, the jester.
I think he's just going to win by default.
Well, no, dude,
'Cause who doesn't love the Joker?
it's not a competition.
Oh, no, it totally is.
No,
Yeah.
it's really not a competition.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he may take in the most money.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
He's
okay.
totally going to win.
Okay. I mean, we're auctioning you all off anyway.
Yes, but he's going to win money-wise.
But that would be a cool thing to do for like love and romance, wouldn't it?
That would be kind of fun.
You know, you have to escort them for an hour or two,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
You know, a dinner or lunch,
Yeah,
if you would.
yeah.
You know, just something kitschy,
Fun.
something,
Yeah.
something silly.
Yeah,
That would be fun.
that would be good. I'm
you,
down with
you
it.
auction them off at just at opening ceremony or at noon.
Yeah,
You know, noon and then it's dinner,
yeah.
and then serenading by yours truly. Hey, baby.
Oh, you lost me right there.
Oh, dude. You know I can sing. I'm going to sing the same song. It's going to be Kiss the Girl from Little Mermaid.
I'm down.
And I'm just doing the seagull part.
I'm down. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing that.
Oh, my God. This is another great bad idea.
Yes.
Or another bad great idea.
Yeah, either way.
Whichever order there is.